Hello, and welcome to Not Boring English. Today's story is called The Lost Puppy, and it's about a very normal day that had a big surprise. This lesson is perfect for A1 to A2 level learners. Please pause the video anytime to practice speaking with the shadowing technique. It will help your pronunciation and fluency. If the story is too fast, you can change the playback speed in the settings to listen more slowly. The Lost Puppy. My name is Lily, and I want to tell you about a day that started just like any other day. I have a very regular routine. I usually like my routine. It is comfortable, and I always know what to expect. But last Tuesday, something happened that was not on my schedule. The day began at 7 a.m. when my alarm clock made its loud sound. I opened my eyes and looked around my small, quiet bedroom. The sun was shining through the window. It looked like it was going to be a nice day. I got out of bed, stretched my arms high, and went to the kitchen to make my breakfast. For breakfast, I always have the same thing, a bowl of oatmeal with some fruit. I like bananas and strawberries. I also have a cup of black coffee. I sat at my kitchen table and ate slowly while I read the news on my phone. It was all very normal. After breakfast, I got ready for work. I work in a small office in the city. I am an assistant, so I help my boss with emails, phone calls, and scheduling. I chose my clothes for the day. A simple black skirt and a blue shirt. I brushed my teeth, put my hair in a ponytail, and grabbed my bag. "Goodbye, apartment," I said, even though no one was there. I always do that. I left my apartment at 8:15 a.m. and walked to the bus stop. The walk is short, only about 5 minutes. The weather was lovely. It was not too hot and not too cold. A light wind was blowing. I saw the same people I see every morning. There was a man walking his big, golden dog. There was a woman jogging with her headphones on. We all smiled and nodded. It was a normal, friendly morning. The bus came on time. I got on, found a seat by the window, and put in my own headphones. I listened to a podcast during my 30-minute bus ride. The office was busy, as usual. I answered emails. I made phone calls. I organized papers. I had lunch at my desk at 1 p.m. I ate a sandwich that I made at home. My boss, Mr. Harris, asked me to prepare a report. The afternoon went by quickly. Everything was completely, perfectly normal. I finished work at 5 p.m. I said goodbye to my colleagues and left the office building. I was a little tired, but I was happy to go home. I decided to walk home instead of taking the bus. It was a nice day, and I wanted to enjoy the sunshine. The walk home is longer, about 45 minutes, but it is a pleasant walk through a nice part of the city. I was about halfway home. I was walking down a quiet street with many trees and nice houses. I was thinking about what to make for dinner, maybe pasta or a salad. My mind was busy with these simple, everyday thoughts. And then I saw it, sitting on the sidewalk, right next to a big green bush, was a small puppy. It was a very small puppy, with fluffy brown fur and big, sad eyes. It was trembling a little. It was all alone. There was no owner anywhere. I looked up and down the street. The street was empty. My heart felt a little pang of sadness. The puppy looked so lost and scared. I walked slowly toward it. "Hello there," I said in a soft voice. "Are you lost?" The puppy just looked at me. It gave a tiny whimper, a small, sad sound. I knelt down. The puppy had a blue collar around its neck. That was a good sign. It meant it had a home. Attached to the collar was a small, silver tag. I gently reached for the tag. The puppy did not move. It let me look. On the tag, there was a name, Benny, and below the name, there was a phone number. I felt a big wave of relief. I could call the owner. This poor little puppy did not have to be lost for long. But now I had a new problem. What should I do? I could not leave Benny here alone. He was too small, and the street could be dangerous. I decided to take him home with me. I would call the owner from my apartment. I carefully picked up the small puppy. He was so light. He was warm, and he was still trembling. I held him close to my chest and started walking home again. My walk was no longer just a simple walk. I was now on a mission. I was responsible for this little life. When I got to my apartment, I put Benny down on the floor. He looked around my living room with big, curious eyes. I gave him a small bowl of water, and he drank it all very quickly. He was very thirsty. I did not have any dog food, but I had some chicken in my refrigerator. I cooked a tiny piece for him, and he ate it in seconds. After he ate, he seemed much happier. His tail started to wag just a little bit. He came over and sat on my feet. He was so sweet. It was hard to imagine that someone was not looking for him. I took out my phone and dialed the number from the tag. I was a little nervous. The phone rang once, twice, a third time. Then a woman answered. Her voice sounded very worried. "Hello?" she said. "Hello," I replied. "My name is Lily. I am calling because I think I found your dog." There was a loud, happy gasp on the other end of the phone. "Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You found Benny. Is he okay?" "Yes," I said, smiling down at the puppy. "He is perfectly fine. He is sitting on my feet right now." The woman was so happy. She was almost crying. She told me her name was Mrs. Gable, and Benny had escaped from her garden about an hour ago. She gave me her address. She lived only 3 streets away from where I found him. "I can bring him to you," I offered. "Oh, would you? That would be wonderful," she said. So I picked up Benny again. He licked my chin. I think he knew he was going home. I walked to the address Mrs. Gable gave me. It was a lovely little house. with a beautiful garden full of flowers. An older woman with kind eyes and white hair opened the door before I even knocked. "Benny!" she cried. The puppy jumped from my arms and ran straight to her. It was a very happy reunion. Mrs. Gable gave me a huge hug. She thanked me again and again. She even offered me some money, but I said no. Finding Benny and seeing them together was enough of a reward. As I walked home for the second time that evening, the sun was setting. The sky was pink and orange. I was not thinking about pasta or salad anymore. My typical day had turned into something special. It was a small adventure. It showed me that even on the most normal day, a little surprise can be waiting on the sidewalk, ready to make life a little more interesting. I went to bed that night feeling very happy and thankful for the little lost puppy named Benny. Comprehension questions. Now I will ask a few questions to check your understanding of the story. Please write your answers in the comments below to practice your English writing. 1. What is Lily's job? 2. What did Lily find on the sidewalk when she was walking home? 3. How did Lily find the puppy's owner? Thank you for listening to today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. Has a normal day for you ever ended in a surprising way? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more English stories from Not Boring English.